You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
If you're trying to grow a business right now, it feels like your inbox is it's overflowing.
Oh, completely. It's a tidal wave every single week.
Yeah. Another report, another data sheet, all telling you what you have to do, like right now. It can be paralyzing. And that's really why we do these Founder Fridays.
We try to do the heavy lifting for you.
Exactly. We've sifted through all of it to pull out the most important, actionable things you need to know.
Right. Our whole mission today is to give you that shortcut. We're extracting the real strategies, the big technical shifts, and some really surprising audience trends that can, actually unlock growth.
Okay, so let's start with the big one. The huge conflict that's shaping where every single ad dollar is going right now.
The ad ecosystem battle.
The battle between Amazon and Meta. And it really looks like Amazon is pulling ahead, which has some major implications for your budget.
Well, what's so fascinating is their core advantage. It's structural. It's something Meta just cannot copy.
You mean their commerce signals?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unmatched commerce signals. When Amazon says a user bought, a bike or toothpaste, that's not a guess. That is a fact. That's real purchase data.
Whereas Meta is more about social interest, what you like, who you follow.
And Amazon's just expanding on that. I mean, they're now claiming they can help brands reach 90% of the streaming market.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're using data from over 80 million authenticated U.S. households for that targeting. It's a massive footprint.
So that's targeting based on confirmed buys, not just speculative interest.
And that creates a huge strategic challenge for Meta. Plus, on top of all that, Amazon is just pushing out all these AI tools for creative, for planning, for campaign management.
Tools that could basically replace what traditional agencies do.
Potentially, yeah. And if you're a founder, you have to see this automation wave is changing the whole game.
Which brings us to the next big founder challenge, because if the platforms are automating all the optimization, where? Heading straight for what you called a sea of sameness. Every startup can now generate a decent-looking campaign, making it harder and harder to stand out.
Precisely. And that's why brand identity, a real one, has become the final competitive edge. It's the one thing AI can't really replicate, that authenticity, that connection.
I saw one founder mention spending $20,000 on branding early on.
And that's not a luxury anymore. It's a necessary investment to cut through.
So that's why this idea of timelessness is suddenly so critical for growth marketers, not just, luxury brands.
Absolutely. Timelessness is a brand's ability to stay relevant for decades, like an Apple or a Chanel, no matter how tech changes. It's built on trust, consistent design, resilience.
And you can measure it, right? It's not just a feeling.
No, you measure it with things like customer retention rates and execution efficiency. Consistency actually drives long-term profitability.
Okay, so if AI is creating this sameness, and the mega platforms are in a data war, does that mean we need to look elsewhere? Find places where high-intent buyers are making decisions off the beaten path?
That's where the data gets really surprising.
Let's hear it.
We need to talk about Reddit.
Reddit. Okay. Traditionally seen as, what, male-dominated? A little hostile to brands?
That's the old view. The data shows half of their 185 million weekly U.S. users are now women. And the purchase intent is staggering. For instance, 3 in 5 women on Reddit expect to buy a car in the next 2 years.
That is a highly targeted pre-purchase audience. But wait, how do you even approach them? Isn't Reddit famous for downvoting any brand that feels like an invader?
That's the crucial part. 68% of those buyers prefer insights from real people over comparison sites. They don't want a glossy ad.
They want useful content.
Exactly. You have to participate. Share valuable non-promotional stuff, run authentic Q&As, AMAs. If you lead with utility and just join the conversation, you can win there.
So it's about tactical diversification, finding these little pockets of high intent. What other channels are people overlooking?
Pinterest is a major one. It's a really cost-effective alternative to Meta or TikTok, especially for B2C.
For the planners, right? The people doing DIY projects, remodels?
Yes. And because its structure is visual search, the campaign assets you create can have this long, evergreen life. They keep getting found long after the paid campaign ends. It's almost like a visual search engine for intent.
A totally different structure. It's search-driven, not just feed scrolling. Okay, and then on the complete flip side of that, you have the absolute velocity of TikTok Shop.
It's explosive. TikTok Shop hit $19 billion in global quarterly sales. It's basically matching eBay already.
In record time.
And it really defines discovery e-commerce. We're seeing 83% of shoppers finding new products they weren't even looking for. And it's huge for small businesses. Over 171,000 of them are generating real revenue there.
And what about for B2B? Specifically for product-led growth, PLG companies, the rulebook is changing on LinkedIn too.
Yeah, the advice there is almost counterintuitive. About 80% of your LinkedIn budget should go to thought leadership ads.
Not direct conversion ads.
No. You use diverse voices, high-value content, and you rotate it often to avoid fatigue. The goal isn't a click, it's scaling your credibility. It's about establishing trust.
That focus on creative velocity leads me to this one quick, clever hack we saw, the Times Square billboard arbitrage strategy.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right. Instead of spending millions on your own logo, you feature other creators or customers on the billboard.
And they all share it on social media, so you get this huge viral reach for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
It's using OH as a social media engine.
Okay, let's shift to the technical side for a minute. We
boy.
hear all the time about using AI to create things. But what about using AI to analyze what users actually want? I'm talking about that insight on bot traffic.
This is such a high-value piece of intelligence. You analyze your server logs for visits from one specific bot, ChatGPT user.
And that's the bot that crawls content for ChatGPT itself.
Right, so if you track what pages it's hitting, you're essentially seeing what topics real ChatGPT users are asking about. It's like a free, data-driven keyword research tool that's more real-time than any third-party estimate.
So the bot visits are a clear signal of current user intent. And then you can compare that to your actual human referral traffic.
Exactly, and that comparison tells you so much. If bot traffic is high, but human traffic is low, it might mean your content is informative, but maybe it's unengaging or lacks credibility, so people don't click through.
Or your site could be blocking the bot entirely.
It gives you a whole diagnostic view of your content performance.
And on the platform side, Google is baking AI deep into its campaign tools, which it's a mixed bag for marketers.
This is where we have to talk about Performance Max, or PMax. The latest update finally gives you asset-level reporting.
Which has been a black box for years.
A total black box. But now you can actually see which headlines, which images are driving clicks and conversions, all without resetting the campaign's learning phase. It gives you some control back.
And the AI is built right in, right? It's auto-generating short-form videos now.
It's a full ecosystem. And speaking of which, let's look at the AI overview landscape in general search. This is the big question everyone's asking.
Should we panic and change our entire SEO strategy?
Adjust, but don't panic. AI overviews show up on about 21% of all keywords. They're everywhere for informational, question-based searches, like 99.9% of the time.
But, and this is the key part, if you're selling physical products, they're much rarer in shopping queries, only about 3.2%.
So that tells you where to focus. Your informational content needs to be super structured and precise to get picked up by the AI.
And even with all these amazing AI advisor tools, we still have to talk about the consumer trust gap.
It's still there. The data showed that 95% of shoppers who use AI for decision-making still take extra steps to confirm its suggestions.
So AI is a guide, not the final word, which reinforces that need for human-built credibility.
Which brings us back to that core challenge.
Yeah.
How do you build growth when all the traditional channels are so crowded?
What's the next big scalable growth engine?
It's the ecosystem. The next big growth channel is the ecosystem. This is where you build on trusted partners, creators, communities, integrations to scale awareness and credibility without having to hire a giant team.
You're leveraging existing trust networks.
Exactly. Distribution is currency, but trust is the gold standard.
I love this. And let's talk about the content that builds that. Specifically, the return of the humble FAQ.
The FAQ is cooler than ever. Seriously. Just properly treating FAQ sections on web pages drove up to an 8% traffic lift for some firms.
Because they capture those high-intent long-tail searches.
And that structured content is perfectly primed to be scraped and used by those AI search results we were just talking about.
My favorite strategy mentioned, the one most startups just completely overlook, is engineering as marketing, EAM.
This is where you turn your engineering time into a growth engine. You build free, practical, super useful tools.
Like HubSpot's website grader.
Or Ahrefs free SEO tools, right? These things build organic reach and generate leads completely separate from your ad spend. It's proving your credibility in a way paid ads just can't.
So we need that foundation, but we also need velocity. What's the smart way to structure revenue then with this mix of evergreen systems and fast platform changes?
The smart play is to combine both. You run evergreen systems for predictable revenue, like a
Mm.
SaaS subscription or a membership, and then you add 3 to 4 major launches per year,
The launches create urgency and new demand.
like a boot camp or a product drop, yeah. While the evergreen system keeps the lights on, you need both for stability and for aggressive growth.
And one final data point on this human ecosystem element, the case study with Hyman's Robertson.
Oh, that was incredible.
A 268% increase in website traffic from social media, just by growing their pool of employee advocates from 20 people to 140 people.
It's just undeniable. That's the trust imperative in action. You empower your employees, you leverage a level of authenticity that no ad budget can buy.
Wow. Okay, that's a massive collection of insights. We've gone from the Amazon meta battle all the way to high-intent Reddit communities and building growth engines like engineering is marketing.
And if we tie it all back to the bigger picture for founders, I think the best products and marketing strategies, they don't just remove friction. They often remove guilt.
Remove guilt. What do you mean?
Think about turning necessary but messy vitamin powders into fun, easy-to-take gummies. The product flipped a chore into a treat. That's the highest form of strategic design.
That's a fantastic framework to end on, removing guilt. Thank you for walking us through all this.
Always a pleasure.
So, for everyone listening, think about your product or even your internal marketing process. How can you shift a necessary but tedious task into something people genuinely feel good about doing? What chore can you transform into a treat? We'll leave you with that. Until next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.